Hello, 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 everybody. My guest is not here, but we are going to get the show on the road nonetheless. If they show up, then I will add them in. They've got the link. And if not, we will just roll with it because the show must go on, right? So let me go through here and say some hellos. And let me pause that over there. This is going to throw me off not having the headset, even though I don't really need it for anything. We, of course, have the Zen Ginger throwing out all those links for me. Thank you very, very much, Zen. Griffin Fish Room, Pegasus Arena, Pugimus Maximus, Chevy Fish has joined us, William Pridemore, who got to swing by Ohio Fish Rescue. Very, very cool, William. I'm kind of jealous, but that is awesome. Sand Creek Aquatics 2, hello, Amy. I'm up at 929. There you are. Get down to the bottom. Dragon Lairs getting ready to go to work. Like Zen said, I hope you have fun. I know it's work, but I hope you have as good a day as possible for being at work. Young Fish Aquatics has joined us as well. Hello and welcome, everybody. So since I don't have a guest, we're just going to play it by ear. Sandy Dowdy, hello and welcome. Glad to have you. I figure I can kind of talk about my itinerary for the week, some things that are coming to the channel and things I'm working on. Redfish, Bluefish, hello. Working and lurking. Awesome. I appreciate you lurking. I hope that you are having a good day working. So, of course, today after the stream, and hello, Shy Gal Miss Fever, who's probably going to sling a cup of coffee through the door at me now because I missed her on the hellos. Thank you for being here, Miss Fever. So once the stream wraps up, I've got a couple pieces of art to mail out. Griffin and Zen, I'll get those sent out to you today. And then I'm going to be working on the African cichlid tank. We're going to be taking her favorite fish, I guess you could say, and moving them into young fish saying frog in the background. Yeah, there's 7 or 8 of them. I feel that they give a lot more liveliness to the tank, and they're doing really, really well in this tank. So I've been enjoying that. But we're going to take her favorites, move them into a 55, which for anybody that's missed that is just right on the other side of that tank. You can kind of see the tank through there. And then you'll get to see her cichlids more often, not only in the video I'm making setting up that tank, but also as kind of a background type side area of where I'm going to be doing a lot of video filming. So more African cichlids on the channel. I know that a lot of people have asked for that, and I'm hoping maybe I can talk Miss Fever into narrating part of that video, even though I missed saying hello to her this morning. My apologies. So got that coming today. And then at some point this week, I need to move an almost 4-foot tessellata eel. So any suggestions on that would be welcome. I know that I can get her moved, but if anybody's got like a good tip on how to move something that would love to take my finger off that's about 4 foot long, I'm open to suggestions because that's going to be fun. She's going to move into a 6-foot tank, and that's going to make space in the living room where her tank is now for me to move 220-gallon in that I have in storage. I've got to build the stand and all that first. Young Fish Aquatic says eel, yeah. So saltwater eel. Hey, Bill Wick, good to see you. Lori Vinker as well. I appreciate you all showing up. So that's going to be fun. I will film the move of her. You know, just in case I lose a finger, you got to have that on camera, right? You know, that's sure to be a viral video if I get bitten by a 4-foot moray eel. But those are some of the things that are coming this week. Yeah, Miss Fever said, big old tessellata. She's gorgeous, but not very friendly. No, she's definitely not friendly. She's not super, super aggressive, but when it comes to moving her, she's not friendly about it. The members have seen, and if you haven't, there's a video you can go check out. It's a short one where I did a water change on her tank, and she wasn't trying to attack me or anything while I was doing the water change and getting in her tank, doing some cleaning and whatnot. But trying to take her out of the tank is a whole nother story. So I'm looking forward to getting her into that 6-foot tank. Hey, Gina French, glad to have you. A lot of people saying wear gloves, wear garden gloves. Yeah, I almost need some really, really strong welder's gloves just to be safe. I don't know that I'm going to invest in a rubber net specifically just to move her, because I wouldn't use the net all that often, but I may phone a friend that has one, because the rubber net, of course, is going to be a lot more comfortable for her and trying to scoop her out than any type of rope or mesh net would be. So that's a possibility. But those are a couple of things that are coming this week. I'm trying to get on a regimen of, and I've still gotta work it out. But I want to start. Okay, I go. I plan my day, and every day, I go and I post. And some of you are going to think it's silly, but I'm on TikTok as well. So I go and I make a TikTok, and then I go and I do a piece for Instagram. And then maybe I spend an hour working on shots for various YouTube videos. And then maybe I go and shoot another piece for Instagram. Because I need to get to where I'm putting more content out. I've been kind of lazy the past couple weeks after I took off of work. So I don't know. I've got to get on a schedule. I've been enjoying almost a vacation, if you would. But that was not the reason for me leaving my job. The reason was to, enjoy life, which I'm enjoying life, but was to spend more time with the family and be more productive. So I need to get on the more productive part. Pugimus Maximus says, so I bred shrimp and endlers. What do you recommend in the next breeding steps? I have a 40 breeder and 2 10-gallons available. You could do plecos. You could do bushy nose or any sort of variant. You could do, of course, like the blue-eyed lemon plecos, the super reds, the green dragons, or you could just do standard bristle nose plecos. I've got pairs of bristle nose in with a lot of different guppies and shrimp. So that's almost like my go-to at that point. If you've already got shrimp and endlers, throw a set of bristle nose in there, and they will start making babies for you, hopefully like crazy. I know mine have. Hello, Peter Guppy Guru. Glad to see you, my friend. So that would be my recommendation. If you don't want to do bristle nose, let's see, shrimp, endlers, and I'm thinking more towards the 40 breeder. I wouldn't necessarily do do a pair. You could do a young pair that's just reached sexual maturity in a 10-gallon for a bit, because they can mature to rather small size. But I would think more in terms of having those 10 gallons available to transition the babies into from those bristle nose, because once you get them going and they're happy, they should start cranking out babies like crazy for you. But let me see. That's kind of my go-to. If you don't like that, let me know, Pugimus, and I will think up something else that we can maybe put in there or suggest for you to put in there. If there's something that you've been thinking about or something that you really want, I would encourage you to go for that. But if you don't really have anything specifically that you're like, I really want to do this, and you're kind of just open, maybe find a nice pair of super reds or blue-eyed lemons, a little bit different than your standard bristle nose, but still something super, super easy to breed. And generally speaking, if you've got an LFS or you've got local fish people, that it's easy to get rid of the babies on those. Sand Creek Aquatics 2. Amy says, that's a beautiful angelfish behind you, Fisher and Beaver. Thank you very much. They are lurking, waiting for food at the moment. I have, let me see. Yeah, let me go grab a couple ONIP tabs real quick, and I'll stick them in there. That'll liven everybody up as well. All right. Add some more entertainment to the background there. They love those things, and those are still. Hey, somebody showed up in the background here. Give me just a second. Let me grab my headset and we'll get them in here. But those ONIP tabs are courtesy of Mr. and Mrs. Zen. They sent those to me quite a while ago, and those things are lasting for a really, really, really long time. But look what we have here.
Hi, James.
How are you, Ed?
Shroom Fever.
You doing all right today, my friend?
I don't know. I literally woke up like 3 minutes ago.
I understand. I understand, sir. Well, I appreciate you jumping on here.
I hit my alarm so I would get up an hour ago, and I hit the snooze, or I thought I was hitting the snooze, and I just hit the off button. And
yeah, I've had to stop hitting my alarm because the kids come in and wake me up, and you're not supposed to pop them. So, no, I'm just kidding. But thank you for showing up, Ed. I appreciate it. Basically, I've just been kind of rambling on about what I've got planned for this week.
Oh, cool.
You sent me an awesome picture in your fish room the other day of what you got installed in there. So what was that project? Because that looked really nice.
Yeah, well, and I tried to videotape the whole installation. Finally got the central air line hooked up. So nice. I've got the air all the way around, and it's one of Corey's new air pumps. And I tell you, that thing is quiet. So, I was going to go with the Gemco, but they're really hard to get a hold of. And I know it's the Kova, and they're a family business and stuff. But, I didn't want to keep just waiting. So, Aquarium Co-op, you get it the next day almost.
You got to love that. That is awesome. Now, do you have it all running and good to go at this point?
It is pumping about into 10 tanks right now. So awesome. I've got another whole lot to go, but
right.
Another 30 almost to go, but at least I got it going. So that's awesome. And Guppy Guru's here. And it's Guppy Guru is the one who told me about it. So I really appreciate that, Peter.
Yeah,
we got a whole bunch of people here. Moonstone's here. Zen's here. Gina's here. Gina has now become my new nemesis after the last rack auction.
Oh, I love it. I love it. That's great. I'm glad to hear that air pump's working well. I would automatically assume that it would, given that it's an Aquarium Co-op product and how rigorous he is with testing and, tweaking and fine-tuning. But it's awesome. I'll have to check that out in person because I think that's going to be my new option when I do go with the linear pump, which I need to do as many tanks as I've got running sponge filters. So,
and it's so easy that you can just add another one into the line, and it doesn't throw it off. The pump.
That's awesome. Right. That is very, very cool. Yeah, because I figure when I do mine, it's different rooms. But I'm just going to drill a hole in the walls and then run the PVC straight through and still have it on one whole system, even though it's in multiple rooms. So I'm looking forward to the day that does happen.
Well, so I think I'm just about done. I can start putting the fish tanks in, finally. And my brother-in-law's like, it'd really be nice if we ran water into this room. And he found the water line. And so you started to plan that, and it's like, sheesh.
But that's awesome, though. I mean, those are the things that I wish that I had done before setting up. Of course, when I set up, there was no intention of it being fish rooms. It was like I'm going to have like 1 or 2 tanks, and then it just gradually progressed into multi-tank syndrome and then fish room fever. But I've considered that very much myself because I've got a bathroom right here about 5 feet away from me. And the access to the pipes is in the panel on this side of the wall. So I could literally pop this half panel and have access to the pipes really easy and plumb everything out. But I don't, I'm holding off on that. But that's awesome to be able to get it set up kind of before the finalization of your fish room. That's one of the things that I always encourage when people say, well, what do you recommend? I'm setting up a fish room. Well, plan it first. And if you can, get water run and, get your central air line, your central air pump, and try and get all that stuff figured out before you do it. If you know you're going to do a fish room, sometimes life happens and you just end up having fish rooms, and that's cool too. No regrets to that.
Well, the house that I built in St. Louis, that was supposed to be like the house I was going to retire and live the rest of my life in. I literally built it so I had my office was like kind of behind the living room, but had a walk-in closet. And I had a 200 square tank put into that window or into that closet. So it would go into my living room and the couch would butt up against it. And I had my water ran into that closet and everything. It was great. I loved it. But I had to have a ladder to get into it because it's a tall tank, and then it's also built up. And I love that I could plan ahead that far in advance just for one tank. Whole basement I was going to put tanks in eventually, but I just worked so much at my old job, I never got around to it.
I can understand that, definitely.
Oh, yeah.
So I gave a very poor introduction. I'm pretty sure everybody knows the lovely Chattanooga Ed here. Normally I don't have him with me on Mondays, but I wanted to have him as a guest so we could kind of talk more about Ed. We don't really get to talk about Ed and what he's got going on and his previous fish setups and things like that. So I wanted to have him as a guest versus, I guess, the co-host spot, you could say, because even when we're together, a lot of times it's with somebody else as a guest, and we don't really get to talk about you, buddy. So do you have anything fishy related? And I think you've got a couple things, but some fishy related stuff that maybe we haven't gotten to learn about you, or that the whole group hasn't gotten to learn about you. I know you and I talk a lot, like on our road trips, with like your previous tanks and your aquarium keeping history and things like that.
Boy, I don't know. I talk a lot when I get my chances. I'm just teasing you. But, oh, wow, Jason's here. You got a whole mess of people. Amy's here. It's great to see you guys all.
JH Aquatics joined us. Hey, Joseph.
Yeah, Joseph's here. Boy, just everybody's here. Hi, Rena. So, yeah. Oh, even Fisher or Griff. I don't know how all these people can be up at night and during the day.
Yeah, we have a pretty fun time on Mondays. I know normally you're taking a nap, and I don't blame you in the least for it, but we usually have a pretty good time. Select Pet just popped in. Hey, Select, how are you?
I even went to bed early for this, and then Lefty went to whatever his numbers are.
Lefty 12138 or 32. Now I can't say it now that I have to. 32138. Yeah.
Lefty started texting me, and I ended up talking to him for like 2.5 hours, and I was like, oh, man. So I blame Lefty. And he's probably asleep. He said he was going to try to be here.
Yeah, and several people are having issues with notifications. Even Miss Fevers mentioned she's turned off the notifications, turned them back on. Uninstalled the app, reinstalled the app. YouTube's just going to be YouTube, it seems. So my apologies if you didn't get a notification. If you're either coming in now or if you catch this on the replay, I've got a lot of awesome people that watch the replays, and I love you all for it, and I hope that you're enjoying. A huge thank you to you all, because I do see your comments and try to respond to every one of them when you mention you're catching the replays. So thank you for that.
Well, on one of the other shows I do, Multi-Tank Addiction, I get kind of slotted in that I've never done cichlids in my life. And I've had thousands of cichlids over the years. And I just haven't had giant ones. I have never really done any of the Oscars. I came this close to getting a red devil once. And, I just don't like fish that are going to eat the other fish. I love community fish. I like to dream, that I'm in there just watching them. So,
absolutely. So, have you done African cichlids?
Yep, I've had a huge, well, not a huge, but a 120 filled with Africans for years. And
that's still a good sized tank.
Yep.
It's funny, people that have been in the hobby for a while, or people that have had big tanks, we get to talking about like a 120 or a 125, and we go, oh, that's not a big tank. And people that are newer to the hobby are going, that's a big tank. I've got a 10-gallon or a 20-gallon. I mean, it's just a matter of perspective. So I've always found that interesting how, and it's the same with number of tanks. We go, oh, I've got 5 tanks. And we go, oh, that's not a lot. I've got, 32 or 47 or 112 if you're Mike at the fish tank barn, wherever, whatever he's up to at this point.
Now, my Africans that I had, I was going to buy a fish tank. Or no, I wasn't. That was actually somebody at my factory. Everybody at my factory used to say, hey, I got a fish tank I want to get rid of, and I'd just drive over and get it. And all the Africans were sitting in a 5-gallon bucket. And I was like, what are you going to do with them? They were like, I don't know. So I took them too. And that's how I ended up with African cichlids. And, those things are so tough. They're awesome. But I came back from a business trip. We had a UAW convention in Cincinnati. And when I came home, that my brother-in-law, who's been building my room, he was fascinated with a canister filter because, he's a engineer maintenance guy type dude. Well, he took my canister filter apart just to see how it ran. And then when he put it back together, he didn't realize, that rubber seal in the middle had to be just perfect. Right. And I guess he put it all together and then plugged it in and left. Well, it shot water. It just sucked all the water out of.
Oh, no.
All over my office floor. When I walked in, it smelled like somebody had thrown some dead tuna or something in my house, and they were just rotting.
Oh,
so he must have taken it apart and then forgot to feed them for the next 2 days. But I had to pull the carpet out. It was like even black mold was coming up. It was horrible.
Oh yeah.
So
real quick, I want to grab this because it says you can't stay. Mr.'s in with the $20 super chat. Thank you very, very much, brother. I appreciate you. It says can't stay, but wanted to say hi. Love you. Throwing $20 at us just to say hi. Don't forget that like button, that thumbs up. Mr. Zen, I appreciate you. I hope you have a wonderful day. I'm still looking forward to getting some videos of that truck once you get it out of the shop and get all those goodies hooked up to it. So I appreciate you very much, Mr. Zen. Thank you. Sorry, I hate to interrupt you, Ed. I just didn't want him to. I want to catch him before he left, hopefully, and thank him for that. I appreciate it.
For sure, anytime.
Jason with Redfish Bluefish was talking about having to replace a $250,000 piece of equipment at work. It looked like that's a lot of fish food, my friend.
Well, hopefully he didn't have to pay for it.
Yeah, I'm sure he doesn't. That's probably like. And Zen says he's got his truck now. Awesome. I'm kind of mad now. I don't know. I'm grateful for the $20, but I'm mad he hasn't sent me any videos of burnouts and blowing the doors off of Mustangs and all that fun stuff. So I don't know. I'm sad. I'm sad.
Well, now I'm getting hello everybody from Mr. Zen. Am I like that far behind?
Not too terribly. He did pop in after that and say hello, everyone. And then Zen said he's got his truck. Now, Pegasus Arena says, Fish Room Fever. My son just said, you're number one. You're number one. We're just here to keep everybody happy. Thank you very, very much for that.
Tiffany White says, howdy.
Good to see you, Tiffany. Thank you for being here. Another awesome member. I really, really, really do appreciate you all. It's awesome. And I do have, and I was talking about like my schedule thing I'm trying to work on. A part of that is more member stuff as well. But we'll talk about that more another time now that we've got Ed with us. And for the record, I didn't call you out this morning either, Ed. I was just like, well, there's no guests, so we're going to go. But I didn't say it was you. And then you popped up. I'm like, well, they're going to. So, but I appreciate you jumping on here very much.
Last night I was talking to Lefty about our shows from when we first started.
Right.
And, we were a lot more like a variety act.
Yeah.
And I kind of miss that because I used to do a movie review.
Yeah.
Of course, I don't get to go to the movies anymore. You guys, I don't know if you guys know me, but I I like to go to the movies 2 to 3 times a week. I literally love the movies. I fell in love with the movies when I was in college because that was my college job or one of my college jobs, and they would let me eat as much popcorn as I wanted. And so after I was done with my shift, I was a college guy, so I would go watch a movie and just eat popcorn for an hour so I could fill up on popcorn. And I just became addicted to the movies. I absolutely love them.
This is for Mr. Zen. I forgot the kid's lefty sitting in here. Betty Popper. $20.
Scary.
I just looked over and saw it and had to do it. Hey, Fish Tank Barn. Glad to see you. I appreciate you doing the lurk. Sorry. I'll try not to do that again.
Like, we would have Joseph sometimes come up and we'd talk to him. That was a lot of fun. And Blackie and Cheppy. And, we really need to we need to ask Blackie to be a guest sometime.
Again. Yeah, I agree. And I do miss not just the older stuff we did, but some of the older stuff I did. And not that you couldn't be incorporated into that, but I used to talk more about, being an up-and-coming channel, which I still am a small channel, of course, and just helping people. There are quite a few people that, are up and running now that I remember back before they ever started streaming, and they'd come in and talk to me and go, well, what do I need to get, and how do you do this, and, what should I do for here? And I loved that. I loved helping people with their channels. And I kind of miss that. So, I don't know. I agree with you. It's, there's always room to throw things around. And Paddington Room, hello, Big Easy support group. It ain't easy being Big Easy. I appreciate you being here. But yeah, stuff like that, I agree. There's a lot of things that we don't do anymore. And I miss it sometimes. Miss Fever has joined and become a member. Hello. I guess she got sick of not being able to see the behind the scenes stuff. Thank you, Miss Fever. I appreciate that. That gives us another one. Haley from Oddball Aquatics says, hello, my friends. Haley, glad to have you.
And, Haley and Lucas were other people that would come on because they used to work together late night. So we had like the perfect storm. Yeah. And I loved it when we were at the Big Fish deal and Haley said, she was talking about how she couldn't believe how Lucas said on some late night stream. And we're like, that's ours.
Yeah,
I love it.
I really do miss that. We've got some people that have kind of taken over the late night panel streams, if you will, and that's part of why at least I stepped back, was I saw other people were wanting to do stuff like that, and I wanted to allow opportunity versus where we used to stay on for 5 and 6 hours, to kind of give room for some other people to jump into those places and hopefully grow their channel and, get people on board with them, because we've got so many wonderful people in the community that there's a fine balance of being able to do what you want to do and also helping to support others. I find there are a lot of times that I would love to stream, but somebody else is on, and I have to make the call of, do I step on those toes or do I not do the stream I want to do? And generally speaking, I don't step on the toes. From time to time, it does happen, and it may start happening a lot more, especially with like our adventures. I think somebody else was streaming when we hopped on for that random stream walking around Mississippi. But stuff like that, you can't time it. It's just kind of like, oh, we're here and we're going to do this for giggles and grins and see who shows up. Sorry if anybody else is on, but people enjoyed that. So I'm looking forward to doing some more random stuff like that. And I guess I'll just give my apologies in advance if I step on anybody's toes, but YouTube's a big world, and I think that we could all get along on it.
Hey, before Haley goes back to work, I want to let her know that her website is not coming up. Haley started a website last night.
Oh. And
she had like a little premiere, and I wanted to post a link on here for it.
Zen has posted a link, and it is functional for me.
Oh, cheapers.
But
that was a high-pitched shite on cheapers.
There we go.
There it is.
Oh, I love it. And I love the picture with the bandana. That is awesome.
I've already purchased some plants.
I'm going to have to get on there and check that out. I missed that. I saw her go live last night and I missed it. Both of my phones were kind of battery low. And I was kind of taking a YouTube-y social break for Father's Day.
Yeah, I understand.
Very, very cool. Everybody go check out her website. That is awesome. I like it, Haley. I hope you're still listening because I'll tell you that's really cool.
Haley, it just didn't pop for me. I don't know. I tried twice. It said this website's down. So it must just be somehow on my computer. I messed it up. Yeah. Maybe my computer's not used to being up this early.
That's what it is. It hasn't had its morning coffee just yet.
Yeah.
Griffin saying, Fisher Fever Sunday is my normal time now after Daniken Aquatics. That is awesome. If you need an adjustment to the website, I will try and get that done. If not, I'll see if Peter's got a free second. I've kind of tried not to touch the website in terms of the schedule anymore since Peter and I kind of crashed it the one day working on it at the same time. So I've tried to avoid being on there. Or at least I need to message him and say, hey, are you working on the website? And then if he's not, I can jump on there.
You know, I noticed that the Mob Guppy is on there either.
We'll have to take a look at that. Let's see.
Hey, Rose here.
Ro, good to see you. I hope you are doing well. Is she going to join us tomorrow for the lunch?
I don't know.
For anybody that doesn't know, Susan for SLC Aquatics is driving through the area, and Bob Kaler, Chattanooga Ed, myself, I think, isn't Katie UPS Living the Dream? Now Katie is going to be there. See, Miss Fever's throwing things at me. That was a hammer. It just barely missed. It's stuck in the wall over here now. Thank you. She said I'm number one. She used this finger, but she said I'm number one. Jero, hopefully I get to see you there. Yeah, Katie is going.
Hey, there's Rhett. That's Rose's better half.
That's what I was thinking. Rhett, good to see you. I appreciate you being here. Yeah, so that's going to be fun tomorrow. And Rose going after Father Fish now. So anytime you've got something you'd like me to throw on the schedule, if you'll just shoot me a message on Facebook Messenger, or you can do an email to fishroomfever@gmail.com. I'd be happy to do that. It's just I can't keep up with everybody as much as I'd like to. I've tried, and things change so often. But it is what it is. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to tomorrow. That was one of the things I was going to talk about before. And then Wednesday, I have a planning meeting with the silent partner in regard to Aquaticon. So we have our weekly planning meeting going on. That's going to be fun. So we're getting some more stuff nailed down. I've been looking into some events and party stuff. Haley, Oddball Aquatics, if you're still listening, I don't know if I ever got with you about coming down to Knoxville October 3rd and 4th for Aquaticon 2020. So I guess if you can hear me, think about it. I tried to message several people, but it's going to be a blast. We've got a lot of people coming out. Miss Fever, I hope you're okay. She dropped one of my camera bag, which I think also has my other laptop in it. It's hopefully fine, but hopefully your pinky toe's fine too there, Miss Fever. Let's see. Where's Guppy Guru? Peter, you're the website administrator here. We've got complaints, sir. I'm going to have to ask you to send all complaints to thezenginger@gmail.com. Just kidding. It's not a real address. You won't get anything if you send anything there.
Hey, Chevy Fish. Maybe you've already said hi to Chevy Fish. I don't know, but it's always nice.
But hi again, Chevy Fish. Ro, I don't think that I've seen your new logo there. I'm trying to pull that up. I like that. From what I can see, that looks pretty cool. Pretty cool. Ro wants a booth for Aquaticon. Absolutely, Ro, and I will get with you. I get with you on that. I'll leave it at that for right now. Ginger saying women are always the better half. Ed, oh, of course. I mean,
I don't play favorites. That's rude. We don't want to make anybody upset.
But which I mean, okay, I'm just gonna say that's the better half there. So
look, and the guy wearing the PETA shirt.
Yeah, people eating tasty animals.
Yep.
So there you go.
I'm only about 70% awake at this point.
Right. Hey, you're getting there. We got 24 more minutes. You might make it. I think Big J's going after us. He normally does. So if we could get a link in here for his, that would be very much appreciated. Catfish Terry Major logo. I like it. I think that's pretty cool.
Oh, wow.
Lots of hellos for Chewy LTD. Good to see you, my friend. I hope you're doing well up there in Canada. Good old Canada, eh?
Oh, for sure.
It's Fish Room Fever. Could you tell Ed I need some red hair dye to go with my red nose? Wink.
Who asked that?
That was Chewy LTD, our good old Canadian friend. I'll tell you what, I cannot read anything music industry related anymore without thinking about Chewy. I was reading something about, and he'll call me on it just by probably the random things I can remember. But it was a famous guitar player's son in a rock band who went and toured in South America with another rock band because one of their guitar players was down. And I'm trying to remember, but I read it and I was like, that's a really obscure fact that I'm sure Chewy probably already knew, all about. I don't even remember. It popped up on like a news feed or something. And I was like, that's a Chewy thing. He knows all about that. And so I found it funny how you meet people in the hobby. Hey, Danica, good to see you, Kenny. And of course, we all have other hobbies and things we do. So you get a variety of, I guess, knowledge and skill sets available to you just from being in the fish hobby. I know if I had a music industry question, I could, shoot an email to Chewy and go, hey, Chewy, how does this work? Or did this person and that? And he would have an answer for me, besides being an awesome, knowledgeable fish person.
It's funny how famous people can write on the, is it shirt tails of their relatives, famous relatives?
The coattails, yeah.
Coattails. I met Wayne Gretzky's brother in Kansas City. I was there for an IHL hockey game. And he was walking around afterwards at the barbecue joints, or one of the joints. And he looked so much like him, but boy, I watched him and I wanted to tell him, man, you don't play anything like him. It was terrible. He played for I think it was the Atlanta Knights. But he was only on the team because of his name.
Yeah,
I think they also had Renault Magnot. Oh no, the female goalie was on the team too, and she just sat on the bench the whole time. Manon Rayom. I think that was her name. She was so cute. Sorry, didn't mean to type.
You were good. That's what you're here for, buddy, is to let you talk some more.
Not about hockey, though.
Rose asking, says, tell us more about Aquaticon. I don't really have much more that I can release just yet. Hands are kind of tied on that.
Will there be costumes?
I don't know that there will be costumes. It's possible. I mean, we are planning a lot of kids' activities. So some things we would like to see, and I'll put it that way just because I don't want to confirm anything, but some things that we would like to see and that I'm working on are like somebody that can twist balloons into the shapes of fish and do like kids' face painting so they can paint little, fish on the kids' faces or whatever. Having some kid-friendly events there as well, since it really, the focus was to be more family and community oriented versus the big party. Not that there's anything wrong if you like to go out and party afterwards, but we wanted it to be more family focused and just community based. So we're looking at trying to get some things like that set up in theory, fun stuff like that. So yeah, maybe you've got somebody in a fish costume that's doing fish painting. I don't know. I will. I can neither confirm nor deny that, sir.
Are you gonna wear a tie?
I will not wear a tie. No. Do I need to wear a tie?
Be cool.
I'm just a plain old guy running around with a camera looking at fish.
You could wear it around your head and be like a Fish Rambo with a tie on your head.
Right. Now, I will say I have thought about, because that's one thing I honestly missed in my last job was I missed being able to wear the nice dress shirts and the tie and the, just nice fancy look, if you will, for us good old Southern folk. So I don't know. I may bring that back. Bless you. Bless you.
So sorry.
Oh, you're good, buddy.
My morning sneezes.
You are good.
Like 2 or 3 times every morning. I don't know why. I uploaded a thing on Facebook, and then afterwards I was thinking, boy, I hope that's not racist.
So here we go. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Well, let me tell you my racist story. It's really funny.
I hope it's
and I was hoping it wasn't racist because I love Shaquille O'Neal. There is this photo I got that says Quaker Oats is changing their name, or maybe they're changing their sponsor from Quaker Oats to Shaquille Oatmeal. And I thought it was hilarious. And I sure hope that wasn't racist, but I thought it was so funny.
That is a pretty good one. Guppy Guru offering up his email address. I didn't want to just throw it out there. Thank you, Peter. In regard to the schedule change, it says email him at theguppyguru@gmail.com. He can get you added to the schedule there. Rena. Let's see. Keith Gretzky is what Chewy LTD said in regard to hockey.
He looked like Wayne Gretzky. I think he was a little bigger, and it looked like his head was beat up a lot more. He just looked like a bad fake version. Poor guy.
Rose saying the after party is at her house. You can confirm that much at Fisher and Fever, talking about after Aquaticon. So
I really, I don't mean to be mean, but I think we ought to change the after party to a cave near Rose's house.
Hey, there you go. That'll be an unofficial thing that's not linked to nor an affiliate of, because of drinking and adulting and after party. So that would be a non-official, non-affiliated thing that sounds like fun that I'd like to hear about still. But yeah, it's gonna be a good time. I think we're gonna have a lot of people show up, and I can't wait for the full reveal coming soon. But at least I got to come out with a name finally. I was happy about that. Chewy LTD is saying Keith Gretzky is who I was talking about. He is now the assistant GM of the Oilers Fisher and Fever.
Oh, so maybe he was smarter than he was at playing. Maybe he was smart just to be able to get on the ice and make the money.
I mean, I guess. Sandy Dowdy is saying, I hope the borders open up so I can come down to it. Sandy, I would love to have you. I know you're up there in Canada, so that would be, I'm hoping by that time that they do.
Shoot, I didn't even think about that. I almost had a free flight to Vancouver I was thinking about taking.
Okay, there you go.
It was my dad's, and my dad has the same name as me, so we never, when we write our reservations or something like that, we never put junior or senior on there, so that way one or the other of us can take it still.
I like that.
I might just fly to, because my dad doesn't want to do anything now with the whole COVID thing. They bought it last year. So I was thinking I could fly to Vancouver, videotape some shops, and then get on a plane and come back.
There you go. Talk about going all out for the channel.
Well, it's a free flight too, so
yeah, gotta love that. Big J saying he does now have his stream scheduled. Thank you very much, Big J. I'm sure we will get the link in here for that. Gina French says, "Oh, I so wish I had the funds and time to go to Aquaticon. Sorry if I misspelled it. You're fine. I wish we could see you too. And it's just one of those things that you can't make it everywhere, and that was part of why we looked at doing it very, very deeply before we decided to do it. It's because there are a lot of people that can't make Aquashella Dallas or Aquashella Chicago. Peck Tech, Sean Peck has joined us. Says, put me in your suitcase, Ed. You can fly him up here to Vancouver as well. Sean, I appreciate you swinging by, my friend. Always a pleasure to see you.
Yeah. Hey, Sean, I heard that Regal's going to be opening up next week. I don't know if you've heard any of that, but the Regal here in Chattanooga is going to be opening up.
Very nice.
I'm like I was saying earlier, I love going to movies, and the movies they start advertising movies for next week. But AMC doesn't open up, I think, until officially the 15th of July.
Yeah, I know there were many times I would send you a text message and you'd be like, "Hey, I'm going in the movies. I'll talk to you later." Or, just got out of the movie. Sorry, what's going on? I thought that was always cool because I haven't done movies in a long time. And PecTech saying maybe they are very reduced staff.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Really.
Yep, that's it. I just showed a game that I want to play so bad with Sean, and he painted all of his action figure, or like not action figures, but the models. So amazing. I was just telling my sister yesterday that I'm going to start painting mine next week.
We've got Thirsty Rabbit thanks to you saying, "Swing your suitcase by Australia. I'll jump in with you, PecTech. G'day, boys. G'day. Good to see you, Thirsty Rabbit." Scott's Aquatics joining us. Spinoxky's Tanks. It looks like YouTube may have finally thrown out a notification 13 minutes before the stream ends. Sean saying, or PecTech saying, "I love that game." Yeah, you two are so far more advanced than I am on the games. I just kind of go along because I'm like, whatever you all think will be the fun one, you tell me. And I had a heck of a time when we did get to play, and I'm looking forward to getting to play again. So that'll be something very cool that hopefully we can do soon.
This game, it's a board game, but every time you play it, it's different. And I mean, there's like different chapters is what they're calling it, but it's like a little book that you open up and you set a table up by little individual pieces. And then you have to do like a mission. So it's kind of like a Dungeons and Dragons type game also, where you have to go through the maze or the dungeon or the building. You could say a SWAT team type game, maybe, where you have to get, a mission done, and you all have to work as a team, and it's just great. It's really a good game.
Sounds like a good time.
It's an advanced game. Most people have never really seen board games like this.
And PecTech says it's easy to learn too. Yeah, I was kind of surprised when I was looking at the intricacies of how you all were like setting up the games, or how Sean had to set up the one game with all the parts and pieces and stuff. I thought it was going to be a lot more advanced. Not that it wasn't advanced, but it was really easy to learn. In a couple turns, and then I was whooping y'all's butts. I think you might have let me in, but I don't know.
Let's see.
We've got Miss Fever saying she needs a game day at PecTech's. James made it sound like so much fun. Absolutely. There's Oddball Aquatics again saying Dungeons and Dragons next fish event, maybe, or me and you, Ed. I love it. There you go.
This is a pretty good game too. If you love Star Wars, this might be a kind of a neat game.
Absolutely. And that was one of the really fun things about like the Big Fish deal, was not just the event in and of itself. That was awesome as well. Just hanging out with the other FishTube people and hanging out talking to just fish people in general. I didn't get to spend a whole lot of time talking to like some of the other hobbyists or club members or whatnot. But I think that's all that kind of was due to they knew each other and we didn't know them, and they spent so much time talking to each other that there wasn't a lot of opportunity for open conversation. But hanging out with you and, Mike and Joseph and Amber and Haley, everybody that was there, it was just so much fun.
And Susie Q.
And Susie Q. And there were other people. I didn't get through all of them. Yeah.
Boy, it was so nice. I was able to get all the YouTubers to play a card game.
He did.
We played like 3 rounds, and it was so much fun. It was an old card game that I used to play in college. It was a drinking game. But it was called The Great Down Moody. Oh, I love that game.
Yes, I had no clue what I was doing, and I did not win that one. But he managed to get everybody in on it. That was a blast. So I'm looking forward to that. And hopefully, who knows, maybe we can get Sean Peck to join us at the Aquaticon 2020 on the 3rd and 4th of October in Knoxville. Not too far of a drive for you, Sean, if you're available. We'd love to have you.
Yeah, that'd be super cool.
Of course, that's a little ways away, so I understand things change and planning and whatnot, but I wanted to officially get that invitation out there to you. That's what I love about this group. We're all a bunch of nerds. Not just fish nerds, game nerds, and sports nerds. And I mean, it seems like anything we do, we really just dive deep down into it.
Well, you just hit my 3 nerd things. Fish, sports, and games. And I'm a board game guy. I don't really play any video games anymore. I did when I was younger, but kind of
weird.
weird.
Have it. PackTech says, I wouldn't miss a con in my town. So there we go. I'm going to say it's fair to add him to the list of confirmed, assuming nothing bad goes wrong, along with people like Steve Fod Aquatics and John and Lisa from KT Tropicals. And I think almost the whole Tennessee group is going to be there at this point, if I'm not mistaken. Lots of awesome people going to be there. I'm really looking forward to being able to get you all full details here in the next several weeks. It's going to be fun. I mean, it's going to be a blast. Thirsty Rabbit Takes to You says, on my end, it says 31 watching now and 32 likes. Good work, fam. Absolutely. Thank you all. I really, really do appreciate that. Helps keep YouTube happy, stuff like that. And it brightens my day, in all honesty. I love that. I'm surprised we don't have the one customary thumbs down. I'm not complaining, but it's not going to hurt my feelings either when I see it. I feel that that's a kind of a status thing anymore, that if you don't have several thumbs down, you just haven't gotten there yet. But thank you all very much. I really, really do appreciate you doing that.
You know what? Earlier, I forgot to mention, because you were talking, Tiffany White said, how do you see more than 1 to 2 movies a week? On any given week, there's generally about 3 to 7 new movies released. It's just they're so bad, they're only there for a week to 2 weeks. So that's how I do it. I watch a lot of bad movies. But a lot of times the bad movies are really good. They just don't have big stars. Maybe they're a European flick or an Asian flick, and you might have to read subtitles, but I love it all.
Yeah, I haven't done a lot of the subtitle movies, but there aren't really a whole lot that come out available to me, I guess is how I could phrase it. I'm sure I could track them down, but there are not a lot of mainstream subtitle movies. But I wouldn't be against it, because I generally watch TV with subtitles on anyways. And I find a lot of funny bloopers a lot of times in the subtitles. It seems like the ones that have really poor subtitles have really, really poor subtitles. Like, I've found subtitles where they change the person's name entirely. The character's name might be John and they call him Brad in the subtitles. And it's like, what? Could you imagine not knowing what was going on and reading that?
Well, now, one thing I say, the foreign flicks, I don't see nearly as many now that I live in Tennessee, because they just don't have them down here, because our town just isn't that big. But like in St. Louis, we had a place called the High Point, and that's all they had was the art stuff. And so it is a little harder in the smaller cities.
So we've got about 6 minutes left until we wrap this up and head on over to Big J's Fish Keeper to check out his live stream. If you have any questions for Ed, now's the time to get him in there, because, as you know, he's not allowed to talk on the other stream. So this is his one chance to speak. No, I'm just kidding. But if you have questions, throw them out there. That way we can get those to him, because he was kind enough to join us on this Monday. I'm sure the guy's got to get sick of me. He's with me Thursdays and Saturdays already. Poor guy.
I love doing it. It's kind of like a radio show. And so I could do this 5 days a week if we could talk about even more of my nerdy stuff.
Absolutely. And I've almost, if I can get myself onto a focused and committed schedule for everything fish related that I need to be doing, I'm going to be doing another channel, but I'm not touching that until I'm doing all of my social media correctly. So once I'm getting, 5 pieces of content on TikTok, 5 pieces of content on Instagram, at least a couple hours of video every day for YouTube. Once I get on that schedule and I'm religiously committed to it, I really do want to open up kind of a second place we can go and just chit chat. That doesn't have to be. There we go. Pectec says The Train to Busan is a great zombie movie with subtitles. I'm gonna have to check that out. I've heard that. I've heard of it, but I've not actually watched it. So yeah, I agree with you, Ed. I think that would be really cool to have someplace else that we could just go and chit chat. Not that we don't go off the rails here and talk about other stuff, but it's a little bit more open and inviting to do it over there.
Yep.
Gina French saying, I'm into fish, of course. Doing my natural nails. That is where I get all my fancy and mythical creatures from. LOL.
Well, once I get my fish room done, I'm just going to paint stuff. I'm going to do my little models, and I'm just talk to whoever wants to talk to me.
There you go.
I used to get together with a group of guys in St. Louis. It was our gamer club, and we painted more than we gamed. But it was always fun to get together and paint for a few hours.
Oh, how the tables have turned.
Oh, Jesse's here.
Hey, HC Aqua, good to see you, my friend. So Miss Fever is asking, Chattanooga Ed, when can we dye your beard turquoise?
Never.
See? And we've got a couple people that were jumping on that.
Does she know why it's red?
I mean,
she really should.
Yeah, like I know she does. I'm just glad that they got away from trying to dye my beard turquoise. Yeah, and then there were a couple more people asking about it. Pegasus Arena offering the invite to us to stream with her anytime. Love you both. We love you too, Arena. I appreciate that very, very much. And then lots of people talking about trying to get you to dye your beard turquoise. Miss Fever's working on getting me to do. Yeah, what? I'm going to skip that comment.
Red for my love of the Chiefs, and they won the Super Bowl. And it wouldn't normally, I've never had it red at this time of the year before. So I don't know what all the YouTube people are going to do when someday I have to change it back to normal.
Yeah, Daniel's wanting purple for the Vikings. I don't know if I could get Ed to come on the show if I popped up with a Viking beard. He probably would be.
I would think you're pretty cool. Yeah. Any football stuff is cool with me. And I have nothing against the Vikings. They're in a different conference and division, so.
Alice, hello and welcome. Good to see you. Gina's saying, oh, no, I'm dyeing your beard, Fish Room Fever. I agree with Gina. We're going to delete all these other comments. Like the Zen Ginger saying, I ain't got no job, I ain't got nothing to do. Let her do it while I can. I mean, I don't plan on going anywhere anytime soon, folks. I mean, I'm set up to this point to where I can do this for another year and see where it goes. So we're just going to keep at it. So.
Well, I promise tomorrow at 12:30 I'll be here on time.
Wait, what? I won't be here at 12:30 tomorrow.
What?
That's next Monday.
Okay.
I do appreciate you. And just in case, I don't think we've got anybody in here that did not know it, but Pectec was a guest not that long ago on the stream. Go check out his channel. He's also the one that hooked me up with the Fluval Spec and let me come over and do an awesome video at his house. So check out that video. I'm going to do an update on it probably at the 3-month mark to show you how much it has progressed with the plant growth and the massive bloom of Blue Dream shrimp that I've got in there. I mean, they are just taking off. I've had 3 sets of shrimplets, and I've got 3 or 4 more buried shrimp right now in there, so it's just going. Mickey and Ben Lurkin, awesome stream as always. Thank you. I appreciate the lurk. You know, that means a lot to me as well. We've got 0 minutes left. Ed, is there anything you'd like to end on? Anything you'd like to tell everybody?
No, it's just Alice is here. That's cool. I just enjoy being on and having a good time. So thank you for letting me join you.
Oh, well, thank you for coming on here, buddy. I appreciate it. Thank you for waking up and doing it.
Yeah. Oh, I had a bizarre dream between the snooze and the just waking up.
Right.
I dreamt that I was like, I saw this gorilla outside Lowe's, and it was like clubbing people, but there's like people everywhere. So, and there wasn't blood. So he just club them and then they'd fall down. But there's this one guy in like a tan suit running straight at me. And I was like next to Walmart. And I don't even know where we were at. But this gorilla was chasing him. And I was like, oh my gosh, is he going to get away? And then he clubbed him right in front of me. And then the gorilla turned and was going to start coming to me. And I woke up. So weird.
Well, on that note, I want to say thank you very much, Mr. Zen, for the $20 super chat today. Thank you to all of my members for being here. I love y'all. I appreciate you all. Everybody that came in and hung out and lurked or chatted or questioned or commented, you're all very much appreciated. You mean the world to me. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you all. I'd just be talking to myself and potentially Ed. So thank you very much. Let's go check out Big J's. His live stream started. We've gone 2 minutes over, so let's go check him out. Show some support and love for the Fish fam. Until next time, just stay awesome and do something you love. At least one thing every day. Bye, everybody. There's a button somewhere.